Action shit.
Did you use the action?
Yeah, action.
Oh man. All right. What's going on, everybody? Um, we're back again. This is the second podcast.
We're back.
The second
Yeah,
one. I don't have an official name for it, so
we'll just name this later.
yep. We'll just do exactly that.
Yep.
Um, we got several topics to talk about, but first, my guy, go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Thomas, man, coming to you live through the power of the internet. If you don't know where that is from, go get coaching. Boy, how's it going, everybody?
All right. Do you have like a YouTube channel or anything that they can go to? Or?
Yeah, I'm gonna have you put it in the description.
All right, I'll do that. Go
But you
ahead.
will be able to find this on all of your most popular podcast sites, as a Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Radio. You will be able to find this on Stitcher Radio. Um, Preferably search for it on Anchor.fm because it's black owned and we support black business here. So yeah, go ahead and look for that.
Uh,
Uh,
Spotify?
uh, uh,
Wait,
all of them.
hold up. Wait. How are you doing this? What?
Uh, I got my ways.
You got your ways, so you can put it all over the place. All right.
Yep.
Okay. All right then. Okay, that's cool. All right. So the first topic. I mean, maybe before we get into that, maybe
Maybe
we could
maybe
talk.
we should tell them why it's been so long. Why we haven't did
What happened with the Nvidia admits that the sales of its high-end RTX
this.
touring graphics cards were lower than expected. What were you saying? Is that what you were saying?
Yeah, yeah, I was saying that.
That's what you're saying. All right. Yeah. Go ahead. Take it away.
I mean, you're the Nvidia guy, but I'll take it away. I
I'm the
mean,
Nvidia
it's
guy. Okay.
yeah, you're most definitely the Nvidia guy. We're not even gonna play like that. We're obviously two different sides of the coin. You're Nvidia. I'm AMD. You know, we tend to crap on the other side a lot, but
I don't even crap on AMD. Don't listen to him. I don't do that.
if y'all only heard the things that this man say behind the video, other than that, other than that, so Nvidia finally, because at first they said, yeah, the 2080 Ti was selling as expected, and it wasn't that much worse than any other Ti card. But yeah, they finally came out and finally came out and admitted we done goofed. They haven't said that exactly, but they come out and admit, yeah, RTX Turing is selling nowhere near as Pascal did. And they have a shit ton of mid-range GPUs still left over from the Manning craze. They ramped up production for the Manning craze, which any specialist said do not do. Nvidia did it anyway, and now they're in the hard spot. Yeah, what you think, Fabian? Because I think this isn't that good.
I mean, yeah, it's the graphics cards are pretty expensive. I mean, it definitely shocked me when I first saw the reveal. When it came out, he was on stage and he talked about it and he showed it at $1,200. I honestly
Hmm.
didn't. I thought it was crazy, because the Titan used to cost $1,200, and I don't know how well that did. To be honest, I don't know.
It
Um,
as far as I hear, it did good enough to where Nvidia said if people are going to buy a Titan for gaming purposes, we might as well make the Ti that amount of money.
that is very unfortunate. And now it's not even moving. And so I guess they revised how many units they were selling, and it's basically doing pretty bad. And because of all of that, it's basically similar to the situation with Apple. That Apple had very recently, with their iPhones not
Yep.
selling very well, and
Yeah.
the stock prices dropped. So this is basically the same thing.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. At least at least Nvidia has some type of how to put it has some type of ownage of this problem. Apple does not have that because as we have another article later on in the podcast where we talks about Apple, but currently um I could say that um Apple, instead of owning up to the problem, they were just like we're combining iPhone sales with iPad sales and MacBook sales, and you will never see how much an iPhone sales again. But of course, there's leaks, and somebody leaked the information, and it's not looking well.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
looking well for the iPhones.
Keep them
But
as of tomorrow.
yeah, so what do we want to tackle next? What do we want to tackle next? You wanna do you wanna talk about Apple management with their hostility towards Nvidia?
I was just going down the list because you got Zen with the PS5, the leak,
Send PS5 leak.
the second,
Okay,
yeah.
all right. Yeah, we could do that. So with the Zen PS5 in the Xbox 2 or whatever they gonna call it,
Xbox too.
next gen Xbox. So currently, so recently we have got what would you like to call that? A code name of an AMD product, and there are ways for you to decode this AMD product, as Fabian should be showing you on his
Mm-hmm.
side.
Yeah.
It's a whole way that you decode AMD code names. And so basically, we're looking at a Ryzen 8 core CPU with a base of 1 gigahertz, but a boost of 3.2 gigahertz. And this is supposed to be on Zen 2. I'm not sure if I believe the leaks say Zen 2. I'm not sure if I believe that they are going to be on Zen 2. They might be on Zen Plus, but
Mm.
so there, let's just say Zen 2 because that's what the article says. But apparently boost up to 3.2 gigahertz. Um, currently, currently, this is already a gigantic upgrade versus what the
Oh yeah.
PS4 and Xbox One has, because both of those, the previous generations, well, the current generations, has AMD Jaguar. Pretty much, that's a CPU dating from years and years and years ago. At least like 4 years ago, and the Jaguar is originally a laptop CPU that they was able to overclock to like 2 gigahertz or something for the PlayStations. Even though it had 8 cores, they were arguably weaker than the bulldozer cores. So, I mean, how powerful do you think that is? It ain't. That's nothing. That's weaker than i3 really. It's just it has 8 threads to leverage. But now we're talking about some major improvements, and it's also supposed to have Navi. I mean, and it's also supposed to have Navi. I mean, this is kind of a known thing already because AMD. If you ask me, the reason why personally, uh, PlayStation probably won't be at won't be at the games. What is that called? What is it called for the game where they release games at the big game thing the year
Oh,
every single
E3.
year? Yeah, Sony won't be at E3,
Yeah.
and I believe Sony won't be at E3 is because they will be doing what EA did a couple of years back. They will be having their own event where they will show off where they will show off the PlayStation 5, and it's going to be using Navi. And I believe that's why recently at CES we didn't see Navi, but instead we seen um, Radeon 7. But this is looking nice,
So do you think
and
they're gonna announce the PlayStation by the end of the year?
yeah,
Because they're not gonna do it at E3, right? But the Xbox will. Um.
nah, I don't think they will release it at at E3,
I think they'll
but I'm a
announce it, but I don't think it
yeah.
can come till 2020.
I say around October. I say around October, if not like October, a little bit before.
Oh,
Some
okay.
probably somewhere in the summer, or if not in the summer, then I say in October.
Yeah. So Thomas has been saying, this the CPU currently in the PlayStation and the Xbox is pretty much weak and is basically holding back the system itself, especially the Xbox One X, where the GPU is
Yeah,
really
especially
powerful.
that.
But the CPU is kind of lackluster. It's really definitely holding it back. But what I've been hearing is that the PlayStation might get Zen Plus, and the Xbox will have Zen 2.
Hmm.
Maybe, I don't know.
Really?
I have no idea.
So the
But that's what I've been hearing.
that's
That's the rumor. That's the rumor.
that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting. I actually would believe that because as it seems right now, AMD, I mean, PlayStation is just PlayStation is pretty content. If you remember the PlayStation 2 days,
Mm,
that's when PlayStation was at its highest, and everybody had a PlayStation. Everybody knew what PlayStation was. It was on the top of the world. PlayStation got big headed, came out with the PS3, and flopped majorly. Took until the end of that console generation for them to come back. Um,
yeah.
Sony has had similar success with the PS4 as the PS2. Um, it wouldn't surprise me if Sony go for the Zen Plus instead of Zen 2, because as they showed before, they are willing to just do things like that just to save a little bit here, cut ways there.
Mm,
Also if you see with the PlayStation 4 Pro, they pretty much went the crossfire route with two weaker GPUs. With the Xbox One, they put more time into their console, and then they just had like a lower end RX 480 or something. So
yeah.
Xbox is looking like they're actually caring about what they put together. Where AMD just looking like they just slapping things together. So that's interesting to me. I want to see if that plays through because currently Xbox do have the most powerful console.
Yeah,
So
they do.
I'm wondering is they trying to keep that.
Yeah. We'll see what
Okay.
happens. We'll definitely see what happens. What's Sony's thing called now? They do their own thing, right? They have their own show, usually around the end of the year. It's not an
Yeah, I'm
E3.
not.
I don't remember the name of it.
Let me see.
But that's kind of crazy though for them to not be at E3. Isn't it? Wouldn't this be the first time they're doing that?
Yes, this will be the first time
That's
Sony has ever did that.
that is crazy, man. That is crazy. Because
Yeah.
E3 is big, huge. So
Yeah, E3 is huge, but I'm not sure what Sony thinking. Um, Maybe they trying to go that Nintendo route because Nintendo does the Nintendo Direct,
yeah,
and they don't need E3. But I'm not sure if Sony is to the place where Nintendo is at. Not saying that Nintendo is bigger than Sony, but Nintendo has diehard fans. Nintendo might not be the bigger company, but Nintendo fans won't abandon them for anything. So wherever Nintendo go, you're gonna see that Nintendo fan run after. So even though Nintendo left E3, they didn't lose no coverage because what they did was that they just followed to that Nintendo Direct. You're gonna get your Nintendo fix one way or another, but I'm not sure if Sony fan base is that loyal. I'm not sure about that.
well,
So that's one way to think about it. And nah, I don't know the game show. If you do know the game show and you're watching this on the YouTube version, put that in the comments below because I'm ignorant on that. I don't know what it is called.
yeah,
So
yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is either, but it'll be interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, most definitely. I'm looking forward to these new consoles because they're not as weak as they're not as weak as the current consoles are. And I'm looking forward to that because when the PS4 and Xbox One came out, they were already like old low end laptops, but
Yeah,
now they're looking like some gaming PCs. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that.
I want better
So
graphics in my games. You know.
and that's only going to happen if that's only going to happen if the what is it called get if the consoles get better. That's the
Yeah.
only time it's going to happen. But patents show for the next article, patents show AMD's post Navi GPU could use an Nvidia like architecture. Ooh, what you think about that?
Go for it. I mean, they need
Go
to, basically get up on that. Basically, and then it needs to happen. I want to see ray tracing. I mean to kind of go back a little bit on the Xbox stuff. I also heard a rumor that um they're working. Maybe the Xbox might have some kind of ray tracing
AMD
also.
has been here ray tracing working.
So
AMD, if you wanna get technical with it,
mm-hmm,
there is a mobile CPU that has ray tracing on it, and if you look at who manufactures that mobile GPU, the mobile GPU is a AMD's is a AMD technology that's pretty much altered by MediaTek. I believe it was MediaTek who had the mobile processor with ray tracing. If you look at the GPU, it's an AMD based GPU. AMD has had ray tracing working on a long time. Wouldn't surprise me if Navi comes out with ray tracing, especially from what Lisa Su is saying, because Lisa Su has went on to say that yeah, we're currently working with hardware
mm-hmm,
and we're working with software. So she means games and she means she's working with hardware to get ray tracing working. Also, AMD could just power through ray tracing, which is what they have done with the Radeon Instincts. The Radeon Instincts can do ray tracing. AMD has shown it off, but it's not using any ray tracing cores like Nvidia. It's using brute force, which is what AMD's current architecture is based on. Um, Pretty much with this, patents show AMD's post Navi GPU could use an Nvidia like architecture. I don't think that's atrocitus because I think that's how you pronounce it, atrocitus. Like the Red Ranger from DC. I mean, not the Red
yeah,
Ranger. Red. I mean, they all like Power Rangers, but what the Red Lantern? I'm
mm,
not no, I can't pronounce that, so I'm gonna call that atrocitus. So so yeah, I don't believe that's atrocitus. It, Personally, I believe that it's Navi. Navi is supposed to be post GCN, and the Radeon
yeah,
7 is supposed to be the last GCN card that we receive, and pretty much I also seen a post that says even though the Radeon 7 is the GCN, the
mm-hmm,
new the new Navi technology, the new Navi features, it should be able to take advantage of the new Navi features. Now, I'm not which would in turn would mean that Vega and 56 and 64 should be able to take advantage of those too. Not everything else, I don't think so. But that's how the wording was to me based on some Linux entries. But I believe this NVIDIA Lite architecture is going to be coming with Navi because Navi is supposed to be a complete uh overhaul. Now, if Navi is this complete overhaul of AMD's AMD's GCN and making this into what uh NC NCN
Uh,
next computing whatever.
hmm.
But if this is supposed to be that, why would they redesign again after redesigning? Makes no sense. So personally, I believe it's Navi. And pretty much the way that I feel about it right now is that if AMD does this, then it's gonna be it's gonna be pretty interesting because AMD is already. If you want to talk about where AMD competes, where in that mid to low end range, AMD is already, if not neck to neck with Nvidia, they are already overtaking Nvidia. If you look at RX 580 versus the 1060,
Yeah.
um, they're already faster than Nvidia's offering. So if they take a similar approach, yeah, that might be a little that might be crazy. That they might just overtake Nvidia in those markets, just hands down. And then we gonna actually see Nvidia do some innovating, which they should have been doing, but we gonna see them actually do some innovating, and then but Nvidia got to come with something really good because the reason why I say that is because once AMD come out with this new architecture, it's going to be. I personally, I feel like it will overtake Nvidia's mid range. Now, Nvidia has the high range like the 80s and the TIs.
Hmm.
Nvidia has that on lock. I don't expect AMD to be up there yet, but Nvidia has that on lock. But on the mid range, I expect AMD to decimate Nvidia, not by egregious amounts, but just a little bit. Um, but I believe it's going to be a wipe across the slate like AMD is depending on the tier level, it's going to be on top. Um, and AMD will have to do some. I mean, Nvidia will have to do some major innovation because AMD also has Infinity Fabric, which they could put on the graphics cards, and even then multiply the performance by crazy amounts. Look at the Radeon. I mean, yeah, the Radeon. No, they just called the MI 50 and MI 60 Instincts. Look look at those cards. Those cards are able to use Infinity Fabric due to like this PCIe connector on top of the card. Looks similar to NVLink, but it's not. Um,
Right.
it's those could use Infinity Fabric, and it's exponentially faster than Crossfire. So and the GPUs work in tandem, like it's similar to one card versus two separate cards doing alternating frame rendering. So that's looking pretty interesting. But I'm pretty sure Nvidia got some up their sleeve, and they're gonna come with guns blazing. What you think?
Well, like you said, the mid range in AMD is pretty good. People don't buy it though, for
Nah,
some
they
reason.
don't.
They want AMD to do well and overtake Nvidia, so that Nvidia can lower prices and do whatever. But then they'll still like buy Nvidia cards, which is
Yeah,
it's.
that's true. And that's if you want my opinion on that, and that's the reason why AMD do not compete in the high end no more. Because every time AMD did, no matter how much better they were,
Mm,
people still bought Nvidia. When you look at the R9 290
oh yeah,
versus the 770 and the R9 290X versus the 780, the 290 and the 290X went and surpassed the cards that they were released against, and even overtook the cards that they were supposed to be lower than. The 290X is much faster than a Titan and a 980 Ti now, and the 290 is around that 980 Ti perform. I mean, wait,
980.
780 Ti, 780 Ti performance.
Right. Yeah.
So it's like they jumped considerably in performance, and people saw that it was like, yeah, we could get our 780 Ti's much cheaper now, and they just bought 780 Ti's. And then when you look at the Fury X, which is the graphics card I have, um, I'm actually doing a video on that too. Mm, I don't know what I'm gonna call it yet, but I'm doing a video based
Like a
like the
review.
Fury X performance
Oh, okay.
after 3 years. I'm almost done with it though. I got to benchmark it like 4 or 5 more games, but I'm almost done with it. But like if you look at the Fury X overall was around probably around 4% slower than a 980 Ti. But then when you went to like 4K and 1440p, in 4K the Fury X is faster. In 1440p they was dang near the same card. And then also if you undervolted the card, which a lot of articles was talking about, if you undervolted the card, you actually had a better power efficiency than the 980 Ti. But
Yeah.
people didn't buy the Fury X, and AMD just was struggling after the Fury X to the point where they was just like, yeah, we're not gonna release another card. And look at how long it took for them to deliver Vega. It took super long. I'm pretty sure they they didn't care if Vega sold or not because the 480 and the 580 was selling. They were good either way it went. That's why I believe that AMD isn't apparent at the high end because people just won't buy AMD when it comes to the high end. Even though you see a lot of people in the YouTube
Yep.
comments saying, "Yo, I can't wait for this new AMD GPU. I'm switching over." Generally, what they do is like, "Yeah, I'm switching over." Then the time comes to switch over, and they be like, that Ti just got lower by $100. I think I might just grab that Ti real quick. Yeah, hold on, hold my wallet. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's generally how it go though. It's cool.
Yeah. And some people just want them to compete with Nvidia, but don't buy them anyway.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
in order for competition, you have to buy the competition. Competition don't run off of fumes, but I'm pretty sure people gonna figure that out sooner or later. Hopefully, AMD is gaining market share though, so that's a good thing. Let's see what's
Okay.
the next AMD Radeon 7 release date, news, and features. You go ahead and take the floor, Fabian.
Um. Yeah. Yeah. So the Radeon 7 announced uh it's coming out in February, right?
That beautiful card.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um, design wise, personally, it's alright. But I don't know. I guess this is really personal. But it's gonna cost around $700. $700 or $699.
Yeah,
Um, it's up there. It's definitely up
yeah.
there. The
They
the the,
claim
the
they
2080s came
claim.
down by $100, right? So the 2080s are 700 now, I think. The
Yeah,
2080s.
yeah,
I don't know if I said 780s or
yeah.
2080s.
Nah, you said 2080s.
Yeah. Okay. So that came down by $100, and I was like, they're both like the same price.
Yeah,
So
one of them you get R RTX. One of them you get RTX.
ray
The
tracing,
other one and
DLSS.
ray tracing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, RTX.
Yep.
And the other one you get open source DLSS
Okay.
using machine learning, and which is actually our next topic. And you get 16 gigabytes of HBM2. Oh my God. What are we gonna use that on? 16 gigabytes of VRAM in this HBM2. Four stacks of 4 GB chips HBM2. That is crazy. That is crazy. A 4096 bit bus. Let that
Mm-hmm.
sink in. 4096 bit bus. Crazy. That is crazy. And the memory is at a gigahertz out of box. Crazy. The
It
amount
is.
of
It is a lot of bandwidth.
the
Um,
amount of bandwidth you
hmm.
have on that card. Oh my God. That's nasty.
So the numbers came out for what? Well, it came out, but Nvidia, AMD showed it. Um, it's comparable to the 2080. So,
Yeah, comparable to the 2080.
but that's AMD
But
stuff. I want to see what other people find. You
yeah, of
know?
course AMD gonna put a little sauce on it.
Yeah, yeah,
They gonna cook it up a
yeah.
little bit. It's going. I'm getting one, but I could tell you
Mm,
most definitely. I
mm.
could tell you most definitely it's gonna be slower than the 2080 and the 980 Ti. But I believe it's gonna be slower than a 2080 and a 9 and a 1080 Ti by I say 3. I say 3% at stock, and then when you overclock it, it's gonna overtake both of them. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about it.
Overtake the 2080.
Yeah,
All right. Okay. Well,
yeah. That's how I'm feeling on that.
we'll see. It comes out on
But
February 7th, which is.
but you have to understand. You have to understand.
Mm,
It's going to overtake it.
yep.
But just because it overtakes it,
Mm-hmm.
don't mean that that's good.
Mm,
This is already a 300-watt card.
yep.
The 2080 is what? Like 200 something? Like 200?
I think it's like
210?
yeah, somewhere around there.
Yeah, somewhere around there. It's like it's going to use like a is it going to use up to like 100 more watts. So it's like uh overclocking it is going to be good, but me personally, I'm interested in undervolting it because generally with AMD cards, you can undervolt and still overclock. Makes no sense to me. That just tells me how good their department is that's supposed to be checking these things. But it's whatever. So I can't wait to get my hands on one.
And when are you picking this up, Thomas?
Um, probably in probably like later on in probably in like later on in February. Probably later on in
Sorry.
February. It's
Okay.
cool.
All right.
I got tongue tied.
All
Probably
right.
later on in February, or if I can't in February, or if I can't in February, then probably March. But it's gonna be soon because
Fury
I need to upgrade my
X.
Fury X, and
All
this
right.
is what I've been waiting for. I've been waiting for this to come.
Okay.
Because if you even search Reddit, it's a lot of people just sticking to their favorites because there is nothing to up to. Like you can say Vega
What?
56 and Vega 64, but that's about a 50% performance increase. I'm looking for we're generally you like to double.
Okay. All
Yeah.
right. So this card. All right. So it's coming out on the 7th. So obviously you're gonna see reviews probably before that. So
Yeah, you'll probably see reviews of like around the second, around the third. You should see reviews pop out around then, and then you trust me, you're gonna see people saying, "Yeah, it's not on par with the 2080, um, but," and then you're gonna hear that, but. I mean, it is AMD's high-end card. It also uses way more power, but
yeah, you're gonna hear a lot of that. You're definitely
yeah,
gonna hear a lot of that.
yeah, you're gonna most definitely hear a lot of that. So just prepare yourself. And trolls, get ready because you know the trolls gonna be in the comment section.
Yeah. So with this one, is okay. It's going to be on 7 nanometer, right? It's the world's first 7 nanometer
Yep.
GPU, and
Yep.
they moved from Global Foundries to TSMC, right?
Yes, they did.
Okay.
Because Global Foundries was a lot of AMD problems.
All right. So that's cool. 16 gigs of video memory, which is a lot of memory.
More than a lot.
That's a lot. That's a lot of memory.
I would like to
Um.
say more than a lot.
I
It's
mean,
unnecessary, but if you think about it,
it
it makes
has.
perfect sense because why would AMD put money into redesigning the MI50 from 16 gigabytes down to 8 gigabytes? It would cost more money to redesign the chip. So you know what? Just take the chip. Since the MI50s aren't selling that good
Mm,
because the MI60s is selling well, take it, make it a gamer card. You still make money off of it. So that's what I'm thinking is happening. I think these are literally MI50s just with a different BIOS on them. That's the only difference I think is on these cards.
okay. That's
Hmm.
that's pretty cool. Um, I think
I
I
hope they
think
get
they'll,
BIOS.
I think that they will definitely be better. As a workstation card, they usually are
Oh yeah,
with
yeah,
the what is it, the FP64
yeah.
performance
The FPs.
is pretty good.
Yeah.
So
Uh-huh.
doubles is that too. I mean, but pretty cool, pretty cool. Boost clock of 1800 megahertz, which is that's it's up there definitely.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
That's nice. 1800 megahertz. Finally closing the the megahertz disparity. But I don't believe that was the problem in the in the first case. But yeah, closing that disparity with the megahertz. That's always great. That's always great. So yeah, Radeon 7, everybody. You just look out for it. Pick one up. Support AMD. Don't not support them and then want to bitch later about yeah, AMD need to come out and fight in the high end.
because
They trying.
they definitely did, yeah. They did, they did, and nobody really
Yeah,
bought them.
yeah. Come on,
So
come show your support. Come show your support. Just yeah, come show your support. That's all I really got to say about that. But all right, so something else about our next topic is about the same card, the Radeon 7s. So
yep.
apparently that article that said, hold on, ooh, that was loud. But the article that said AMD only had 5,000 GPUs. Yes, so AMD has made a statement saying that they have enough GPUs to meet demand. I don't
Mm.
know what that tells Fabian.
Mm.
That tells me AMD has 5,000 GPUs. So, so
But
yeah, it's not gonna
they
be too
yeah,
many
it's
of
gonna be
these.
more than that. They came out and said that they corrected it.
Oh, they did.
Yeah, it's
Okay,
not gonna be
okay,
5,000. Gonna be more than that. So this is kind of
okay,
yeah. This
okay.
is
Well, okay. So they came out and corrected that. It's not gonna be 5,000. It's gonna be more. All right. So I'm gonna hold that L and I'm gonna put that L by my heart
oh okay.
because I was looking to clown AMD on that. So yeah.
So
Radeon 7 will support DLSS
can I make this
like
bigger? A second.
upscaling
Ooh,
development by Microsoft.
Battlefield 5.
Yes.
Is this a four? Oh, this. Oh, wait a minute.
Don't you
What does it
ever
say?
go again in your life.
Listen. All right. I was just
My guy.
I was just looking at the benchmarks, All right.
Oh.
All right. That was happened a long time ago. We don't got to bring that back up.
All right then.
Um, let's see. Okay, so yeah, this is pretty much the benchmarks AMD did because the card's not out yet. So they tested a lot of games. So I
Uh huh.
don't know. I didn't read the article per se. I don't remember if this is in this. This has got to be. Is this like 2K, 4K? I can't get out.
4K.
Okay.
4K.
Okay.
Yeah, all of the tests are ran in 4K.
Yeah. You could at least like put something at the bottom. All right.
AMD did. It's another. It's on another website. I forgot which one, but they actually show you it's ran in 4K and what settings was used. It's just that site didn't have that part of the benchmark because there's actually 26 games they tested.
Mm,
That's not even the whole. That's not even the whole list.
okay. All
Yeah.
right. I don't know where that
All
was
right
going.
then.
Okay. Cool. Here we go. All right. Um, the next topic. It's a lot of AMD
The
news.
next topic will be DLSS like upscaling with the Radeon 7. Pretty much.
Mm,
Um, AMD will have R, but it won't have the TX of the RTX series. So it's it's gonna have DSLS, and it's not gonna be the same one that Nvidia uses. And the one Nvidia uses is based on their RT cores, because most of the time they're just sitting there doing shit.
yeah.
So they figured out a way to upscale the image with AI, which will make the same image but at a lower resolution. If you watch gamers, I hope I'm getting this right. If you watch Gamers Nexus, I hope I'm getting this right.
Okay.
They did a video where they tested DLSS. Pretty much, it's it's not that impressive. I mean, it's not that impressive, and just like I'm looking at this Radeon 7 DLSS like upscaling, um, I don't think that's going to be impressive. Maybe that's just me, but personally, if you look at their video, they show you DLSS upscaling is comparable to 3K. If you don't know what 3K is, um, don't kill me if I get these numbers wrong, but it's something like 3200 by 1800, and that's the reason
Something
why
like
you
that. Yeah.
yeah, it's something like that, and that's the reason why you can't tell the difference from 4K to DLSS because it's taking a 1440p image and checkerboard anti-aliasing uh checkerboard upscaling with anti-aliasing on it to where it's effectively 3K. And if you I believe it was them who did the test where they show 3K versus DLSS, and basically it was the exact same performance. It was an error margin, and it actually looked the same as well. So, so that's something you should check out if you didn't see that. But it's something like test analyzing DLSS or something along those lines. Go check that out. But I don't these upscaling features they're cool to have just to say, oh yeah, I'm at a lower resolution, but it's outputting at a magic 4K. But nah, I'm not interested in these features at all. Nice to have, but not something that I would use per se. If I need more performance, I'm just going to lower my settings. I mean, you know,
Right.
I'm just going to lower my settings. I'm not finna just play around with these driver-like features, and then when you start to have problems with them, then it's like, oh well, that's a feature that I can't use right now until they put a hot fix out for the drivers. I'm all right. I'm perfect. I'm okay.
All right.
How
Well,
about you?
all that sounds cool. All that sounds cool. You know.
Hmm.
Um, I don't know if I would necessarily use it.
That's my point.
I'll try it out for sure, but I don't know if I'll use it. Especially if it takes more performance, and especially if you're playing competitive games. I mean, if you're playing like Tomb Raider story mode games and stuff like that, then yeah, maybe you upscale it. That's fine. But if you're playing other games like Battlefield or PUBG or Fortnite, or whatever the case is, you kind of want to you want more responsiveness. You want to turn stuff down so that things can become more
Yeah,
responsive, especially in the competitive scene. So,
yeah,
it just depends. It's there, so I mean that would be cool. When it comes out. Um, so I think it's fine. Some people will use it, some won't care about it. Just like
yeah. I mean,
RTX, the ray tracing.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I don't even want to talk about ray tracing, man. That until games come out that have ray tracing, I don't want to hear. I don't want to hear Nvidia tell me that it just works. And we don't have no evidence that it just works. It didn't just work when you released it. You had to
Yeah,
put a
yeah, that was
you had to
bad.
put a
That was bad, man. Like that will not make me want to buy a 2080 Ti.
I
Period.
mean, but it just works. Um I mean, it just works. And it works so good that they had to turn some RTX off because it worked too good. Nah, get up out of here, my guy. But let's just go straight into our Nvidia news because I don't even want to think about RTX. But god damn it, we going into Nvidia. That's RTX.
All
Anyway,
right. So what are we talking about? The 1660.
yep, we talking
You
about the
know,
1660.
I personally I felt like they should have been called like the GTX 2060 maybe.
I was thinking, personally, I was thinking if they wasn't going to call it the GTX 2060, which I believe would have been perfect, that would have made 100% sense. Okay, of our 20 series, we have RTX. And then if you don't want RTX, here go GTX. Makes
But
perfect
then
sense.
but then I was
It's
kind of
in the
thinking
same column.
I was thinking if they did that like for the 2060 they would have to do for everything else. Wouldn't you say? Maybe.
Yes, but
But then who would buy the $1,200? Shit, like nobody would buy that if that was the
no,
case.
said
Like
well,
if they did like a GTX 2080 Ti without anything else, and it's like the regular $700 price point.
there are rumors out where um is some there are rumors out where there is alleged info that it is a 2080 GTX getting ready to be launched if the Radeon 7 is performant.
Wow. Well,
Yeah, from what it looks like, Nvidia do have a line of GTX cards waiting. It do look like that. Which they what they would do is just disable the RT die and sell it at a lower price, and you would lose out on the RTX version. It do look like that is what's, but I'm keeping hope alive that Nvidia don't do that, because Nvidia will not only cannibalize AMD, but they're gonna do it to themselves.
yep.
So hopefully they don't do that. But it do look like that is what's happening. What's going to happen. But this name and scheme is horrible. They could have left it
Yeah.
as a 20 series because instead of in this is if you want to be totally honest, this is not a 60 class GPU.
Yes. Yeah, I know.
This is a 2050 Ti that they're branding as a 1660. Which is a horrible name. I could see if they went with 2050 Ti, and I could also see if they went with 1160 Ti. 1160 Ti be like, yeah, this is not the 20 series, but but it's not the 10 series. It's an incremental
Mm-hmm.
upgrade. So 1160.
Yep.
That that would have made sense. Um, but
Absolutely.
this 16, but this 600, this 16 series, nah, that ain't it, Chief. That ain't it, Chief. That ain't it.
Yeah. Really weird naming scheme.
Yeah, really weird naming scheme. And it's looking like I don't man, this thing has so many variants. I don't even
On the
care.
memory, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Uh,
Yeah. On the memory it has so many variants that it's ridiculous. It's gonna be like two or three different variants of the 1660. And then for the 1660 Ti it's gonna be like the same amount. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous. It's gonna be it's gonna be a six version, uh, and a 5X version. And I'm not sure if they're gonna be have the same amount of speed, or if I mean
nah.
of
Probably.
gigabytes, or
Well, probably not.
of gig.
They're
Yeah,
probably
probably
gonna make
not.
a 3, 4, maybe a 5
Yeah,
somewhere else, 6,
yeah. I
and the
think they're gonna
bandwidth
do the
is all
same.
gonna be different.
Yeah, yeah. So this doesn't make sense to me. I don't like this at all. I don't like this. Nvidia, cut it out. I don't like that.
Cut
I
it
don't like
out.
that. Yeah, cut it out. I don't like it. It's nasty. This is nasty. This nasty. Nvidia could take their nasty award and just run away with it. They got to secure. Mm-mm. This is nasty. You got any? I mean, you got anything more to add? Because I want to leave this topic as fast as I can. Because this topic is nasty. Mm-mm.
um. Oh, okay. So this article is mostly about the benchmarks.
Yeah, yeah. It's
Um.
about the benchmark.
So I mean,
I just noticed they're
cool.
not even using a real Intel CPU.
What do you what
It's
do you, what
a
do you mean?
genuine, it's a genuine Intel CPU, 0,000 at 2.1 gigahertz
Yeah,
at 8
that's
cores and 16
that's
threads.
that's what it normally says though. Sometimes I think, depending on what
Really?
they're using.
I thought it. I thought it actually said the CPU only
Not
uses benchmarks.
always. Not always. It
Oh,
depends. Like maybe if it's like a I don't know something's not in a database or some shit or
okay.
like
Well,
it
is this a new
happens.
CPU that we're about to see release?
I wouldn't. I don't know. I have no idea. It also happens with graphics cards when they're being released and like you'll see like generic AMD or some shit something like that.
Yeah,
But
yeah, I know that, but I'm just saying, like, just it's either this is
all
I don't know what's going on.
all
Is
it's
this a
saying
unknown?
is no. I think all it's saying is that it's using an Intel CPU to run the test.
Okay,
What kind of
okay,
CPU they're using? You won't have any idea because it doesn't say. It's just genuine
okay,
Intel CPU.
okay, cool. All
So,
right, so I got
oh
some.
wait. Okay,
You see what I'm talking about now,
no.
right?
It's the 9900K.
Oh, okay, so that's what you
It's
think it is.
physical cores is 8, logical cores is 16.
Okay,
I just saw that.
but it said 2.1 gigahertz.
Maybe that's maybe it's an incorrect reading, but
Okay, uh,
it's
all
probably what
right
that
then.
is. Um,
Okay, so 9900K. That's what they said. Okay, that will make sense.
yeah. So, um, 75 FPS in average. But I don't really know how to. What's this game
Um,
called again?
um, uh,
I forgot the
our
name of it.
our ashes of the
Yeah,
singularity.
yeah. The benchmark. Sorry, I said game. That's my
Yeah,
bad. Yeah.
yeah, it's a game, but nobody plays it. They just benchmark it.
Yeah.
Mainly because this is the best DirectX 12 game we're ever
Mhm.
going to get.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
That's just unfortunate.
yeah, AOTS still being a benchmark instead of a game. Sad. But anyway, it gets 75 FPS on average. Um, and then on normal batch, it gets at 88 FPS. But That's nothing that important. It's not even that impressive. It's faster than the 1060, but slower than the 1070. So there you go. There go your upgrade. You get a 1060 Ti. Next,
Right in the middle. All right, what we
yeah,
got here?
right in
What's
the middle.
next? Uh, driver. Okay, so this is Apple's management has acquired
Yes, it
hostility
is.
towards Nvidia as the driver field continues. I don't. Okay, what exactly is this? Because did not read this article.
Okay, so with Apple management has acquired hostility towards Nvidia as driving fuel continues. Pretty much, if you want the TLDR,
Mm-hmm.
Nvidia will never be supported on Apple.
Oh shit. Okay.
Now,
Is
now
it
if you
really?
want the uh the long version of it, back in the day, Apple didn't use AMD GPUs. They preferred Nvidias. And I believe it was with the second generation iMacs. Don't quote me, but I believe it was the second generation iMacs.
Mm.
We have one of those iMacs in the basement. Um Pretty much it got to the point where those it was getting to a point where the Nvidia GPU was desoldering itself because it was getting so hot. And it had to do with how Nvidia made the die. It was something like the wafer was way too
Mm.
thin, and pretty much people was hitting up Apple like, "Yo, you gotta fix this. Yo, I spent all this money on your product, and what is this type of quality control?" Apple like, "Yo, we got everything." So Apple front the bill, and they look at Nvidia and they say, "Yo, um, you got to pay for this." And Nvidia basically told them, "I ain't paying for that. That's your problem. You should have checked it." And and Apple was like, "Okay." And after that generation where Nvidia GPUs was desoldering itself,
Right.
they never used Nvidia again, and they intentionally, if you ask me, they intentionally broke Nvidia drivers on their platform specifically so you cannot use Nvidia GPUs on Apple computers. They Apple and Nvidia will never get along unless if Nvidia pay Apple money. It's one of those problems where you caused the problem and you
Mm.
didn't own up to it, and I had to front the bill. And that's they will never be cool again.
All right.
Yep. So personally, I believe Nvidia is all the for that because if your product is the only thing in there breaking down,
Yeah.
you're the one to blame. But Nvidia stood their ground and was like, nah, my nigga, you should check that. And they was like, and yeah, that's how that went.
What generation of Macs were these? What
I
year?
think MX 700. I believe MX 700. I might be wrong, and it might be 600,
Like,
but
but
it
like
was one of those.
what year though? What?
Whatever year the 700 series was. Hold on, I'm gonna find it for you. Yeah, it is. It is crazy. Okay, so it was the GPUs with the 750Ms, and this was back in how long ago was this? 2014.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
back in 2014.
Because I was watching what's this guy's name again? Louis Rossman, and
Yeah, the Apple guy.
yeah, he does. He has a store. He repairs Apple computers right here in New York. And
Hmm.
he's mentioned that a couple of times with the GPU issues and stuff. So
Yeah, that's the reason why Apple switched to AMD. They didn't switch to AMD because it's a better design or none of that. They switched to AMD because it was simply Nvidia had a power complex with Apple, and as we know, Apple, you don't bend to their way, you just ain't living. So they cut they cut that line off to Nvidia.
Yeah. Well,
Oh well,
it's unfortunate.
yeah it is, but mm, Nvidia got it. If anybody got it, Nvidia do.
All right, next topic. FreeSync
Okay.
displays, Nvidia GeForce GPU. Do they play nice together?
Depends on the FreeSync display. Oh my.
Oh, it's a nice monitor.
Okay. Um, Let me go ahead. I mean, can I mute that? Can I mute my browser real quick? Because that was the second pop up that had a lot of noise. So pretty much what this is about is that there are some displays where with Nvidia it just don't play good per se with their drivers because it's either Nvidia is pushing the wrong settings.
Mm.
It's either Nvidia is pushing the wrong settings to these how to put it, is either they're pushing the wrong settings to these monitors, or the monitors are just bad overall. But I somebody did do a test and said on some of the monitors Nvidia was pushing the wrong setting. It's a driver fix because they said AMD had the same problem, but all AMD had to do was a driver update and then it fixed the problem on
Right.
said monitors. So it's just a driver issue. Uh, Nvidia just got to get used to the FreeSync monitors and see that they all don't have the same timings, just like G-Sync. Um, so pretty much it's just they gotta set some better times. Other than that, it's not really any problem. Um, don't buy G-Sync. Go ahead and get the FreeSync version so you can save $200 to $300. Do not buy G-Sync. And G-Sync Ultimate is just G-Sync HD. Do not do not
Hold on,
get it.
repeat that
Do
because you kind
not
of
get.
broke up. G-Sync Ultimate, G-Sync what?
Oh my bad. If I broke up, my bad. G-Sync Ultimate is just G-Sync HDR rebranded. They didn't change anything. Don't let marketing fool you. It's the same exact technology, just with a different name. So if you want something G-Sync Ultimate, if you see a display that you want and AMD don't have an equivalent, go ahead and buy that. By all means, do you. But if you see a display where they have a AMD version and then they have a Nvidia version, buy the AMD version. It's going to save you $200 to $300, and you will get the same exact quality of a monitor in refresh rate. Do not play yourself.
Do not play yourself.
Yeah. Which what did I tell
Yeah.
you when you was I sold these things for a living. I know this stuff. What did I tell you when you was about to buy that Asus? Don't do it. Save your money and go with the Acer. You thought it was a difference. At first you told me, nah, I don't know about that.
What?
You ended up buying the Acer and it's the same exact panel. I know these things. I worked for Micro Center for like three years going on four. So I know these things.
Yeah.
I
Got the Acer Predator.
yeah,
Uh, you know,
yeah, saved you
it's
like $200.
yeah, but then months later, Nvidia decides to support FreeSync, so that's cool.
And that would have saved you like an extra $200. But
Yeah, yeah, it would
yeah,
have. Uh,
but yeah. So now everybody supports FreeSync, and the only reason why Nvidia did this is for the TV market to have quote unquote G Sync on TVs because
I kind of felt that too. Yeah, because
Yeah,
they got their new TVs coming out and stuff, and it's really pricey. I don't remember the price per se, but I know it's really expensive, like
yeah,
dumb expensive.
yeah. Samsung are releasing TVs now, with FreeSync, and no, pretty much, it was going to be a low amount of, it was going to be either none or a low amount of TVs that was going to use G-Sync, because you got to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
HDMI was created from the TV manufacturers because they did not want to use DisplayPort. So if you want to use G-Sync, you have to use DisplayPort.
DisplayPort. Yeah.
The TV manufacturers are not finna use DisplayPort. So, and the only way you are going to support a- adaptive FreeSync, or I mean adaptive sync on TVs, is if you adopt FreeSync, which they had to bend down and do it. Um,
Yep.
so this is a win. This is
Plus,
good. We force,
it's
huh?
free. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry for cutting you off.
Yeah, this is a win. This is good. It's we forcing Nvidia to go more and more open source. We need to keep doing this, because the more open source the this the gaming community is, and our companies are, the better, the more we reap, the more we reap. Because also, Fabian, if I believe or not, you told me that what is it, physics is going into open source.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is amazing. I can't wait to see another physics game that's open source. That, I mean, closed source, Nvidia just wasn't able to optimize it. Open source, it's a lot of people out there with nothing to do, and they will figure out ways to speed things up. Look at, if you're into Linux gaming, just look at what they're doing with the AMD drivers on Linux. The AMD drivers on Linux, open source drivers, is not that far behind Windows performance. It's not that far behind. It's starting to be negligible. So, I mean, in some areas it's still a big gap, but
Mm.
in a lot of areas it's starting to become negligible to game on Linux or Windows. So it's it's real. Open source is the way to go. Open source is most definitely the way to go. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I could. It definitely is.
Now we
But Linux game, I'm gonna stay on Windows a little bit though.
Nah, that's
People,
that's cool. That's cool. You can stay on you
if
can
people,
stay on Windows.
yeah, because there's certain games I like, Battlefield and stuff, and
Yeah.
stuff like that is on Windows. So it's like, Linux is cool. I got a problem with
I
that.
mean,
So,
currently Linux is working on DXGR. I know DXVK, and what that is n- any DirectX API,
mm-hmm.
9.1, 9.2, 10.1, 11, 11.123, 11 version DirectX 12, and DirectX 12. It converts all those games to Vulkan. So pretty much you're playing a DirectX game with Vulkan speeds. Amazing. Sometimes you get better performance than the Windows version. But that's on like rare occasions. That's on rare occasions. But it's what they're doing over there on Linux is amazing, and I have to salute Steam for helping out, because development was going pretty slow,
Mm.
but then Steam picked it up, and now development just skyrocketed, and it's still open source. So
I
that's the way
think
that's how it's going.
Steam never really liked Windows 10, or I think
Nah,
ever since like Windows 8, I believe it was right after 7, 8, like they started
mm,
to like really not like it.
yeah. I mean,
So
which is acceptable.
yeah,
Yeah. So If you
It's
into
a good push.
if you thinking about Linux gaming, I s-
Huh?
my
We
bad.
lost you. We lost you.
My
Oh,
bad.
okay. Okay.
Nah,
Welcome
y'all
back.
ain't lose me. I somebody said something to me, but what I was about to say, but if you all are interested in Linux gaming, I s- I suggest you to look up DXVK and look up Steam Proton. Look those up because it's a lot of Windows only games that you could actually run in in Linux and see like no performance loss. And sometimes, depending on what game you play, you might see a performance increase. So that's all I got to say about
That's
that.
really cool. I really wish all games could just go and use Vulkan. Just call it a day.
Uh,
You know,
yeah,
it's
I
open
wish that
source
too.
and it's free and stuff like that. And with
And it's
DirectX, you
actually
gotta
the better
pay.
API.
It is.
It's the because if you just look at the games, it's a much better API because it's like um the games just run better on Vulkan. Look at Wolfenstein and look at Doom
I gotta
and
play that.
compare that to any DirectX 12 game. I dare you. I dare you. And I'll wait.
Yo, wait.
Yeah.
I mean, we
Yeah.
know it is a better API. So
Yeah.
for sure.
But but on to the next. On to the next. Nvidia's GeForce RTX 2080 graphics with ray tracing are coming to laptops. Nvidia showed off a laptop with a 2080. Ooh, that's maxi. That's maxi. A 2080 on a laptop. Of course, it's going to be the Max Q versions, so
Yeah.
they don't use as much power. But a 2080 is a 2080. We are finally getting 1080 Ti performance on a laptop. Might not be 1080 Ti performance, but it's gonna be damn close. So I'm happy about that.
That's pretty
Maybe
cool.
maybe one day AMD gonna get their laptop and we gonna get a Radeon 7 on the laptop. But until then, go out and get that Max Q 2080. Go drop the big bucks on that. It's worth it. It's worth it.
How much
It's worth
is
it.
you know how much is it going for?
Oh, it's gonna be going for a couple of
A
thousands.
couple of
I don't know.
thousands. All right.
Yeah, I don't know if everybody got the money for it, but if you got the money for it, go ahead, my brother or my sister, whoever you is, go get you one. Get you one. Get you some. Diamonds are forever, man, and I'm gonna go and get me some. So yeah, that's generally what this article uh ends because it just tells you that something that we didn't say. So you could get a 2080 all the way down to a 2060. So that's um that's pretty good. If you just want a powerful laptop that supports RTX, just get the 2060. You're around the 1070 Ti performance levels, so Just get just get that. But if you got the money,
Depends on what you can
my
afford.
dog, my dog, they do got that 2080 option though. I ain't even gonna lie. They do got that. So look into that.
All right.
But but anywhere, I said anywhere. Come on, man. I can't be that slow today. But
Uh, yeah. So
Nvidia CEO informs that the GTX 10,000s, I mean 1000 series, are
it's ten
almost dried
thousand.
up.
It's over 10,000.
Do yeah, is it over 10,000? I don't think it is, but nah. So what do you think about the inventory?
Um. Well, yeah, they stopped making it, so eventually it's gonna run out. Um. They did have a whole bunch from the mining craze that happened. So
Hmm.
people are gonna turn to that more than likely, depending on where they're coming from, because of how much more expensive the RTX cards are. So
Hmm.
once it dries up, I mean, you either gonna get you a Vega, or you're gonna have to go to a 2080, or if you got the money, a 2080 Ti or a 2060 or 70, whichever one, you're gonna have to switch over there.
That's
Um,
funny that you said a Vega. No, ain't nobody picking up a Vega.
what? I mean, some people might find 16 gigs of HBM2 and 1 terabyte of memory
Oh,
bandwidth.
okay. You talking about a Radeon 7? Okay, okay. I
Yes.
I thought you just meant regular Vega.
No.
Okay,
No.
okay,
So yeah.
okay. Cool, cool. Yeah, I agree with everything you just said there. I
So
agree with everything.
it sucks because I was kind of thinking about grabbing another 1080 Ti, for the Win 3 edition, but it's like for the longest it's been like 12, 1,300 bucks. Like it never really came down in price. Not too much.
Hmm.
Maybe the lowest I've seen it was like 900 bucks, and I didn't want to spend 100 bucks for the 1080 Ti. So
Yeah,
yeah, I don't know what I'll do. I just don't know yet, because I mean, the 2080 Ti is nice, but you know
man.
th-
I
th-
say get you another 1080 Ti, man, and live life. That's what I say to do, man. Get you another 2080 Ti. And people gonna tell me, "Oh my God, you shouldn't do that because of the micro shutters." Fuck what they talking about. Turn on that G Sync, which you ain't never turned off a day in your life, and just live life.
yeah, yeah.
That's you gonna get literally. I forgot. My brother was showing me a video of Crossfire 1080 Ti's versus a 2080 Ti. They were getting like 50% additional performance. Get two 1080 Ti's. It's
It is. It
way
is.
higher
It
performance.
is. It is going to be way more performance. That is very, very true.
You're gonna be 5K ready.
Uh huh.
5K. But it seems like we're no longer gaining in the resolutions. Now it look like we lowering the resolution so we can features, which I'm not mad at that. I like that because I feel like anything above 4K is just ridiculous. On a 28 inch monitor, there's no reason you should be looking at anything 4K. Just my personal opinion, because you can't even tell the 4K. Like 1440p, yes. If they made 3K monitors, arguable. 4K, hell no. 5K, you, you must have a pocket full of money. But yeah, I'd rather have features over. I'd rather have additional quality settings than a higher resolution. Higher resolution doesn't make the game look good.
I mean, it definitely adds to it.
It adds to it, but it doesn't make the game look good.
All right. Next article. Nvidia admits that the
You gonna wait?
sales. Hmm?
Say that again.
And Nvidia admits that the sales of its high-end RTX Turin GPUs were lower than
Didn't we all?
expected. We kind
Wasn't
of, yeah, we did brush over it a little bit.
okay.
So we're just gonna just reiterate. We said it
Okay,
earlier,
no
basically.
problem. Um, well, it looks like Nvidia finally admitted to the fault that the RTX is not selling well, especially the 2080 Ti. So
Twelve
it looked
hundred
like people,
bucks. That,
yeah,
on top of that, you gotta add
yeah,
tax to it.
yeah. And tax, I don't know where you live. Tax where I live is 10.25%.
Yeah, that's definitely higher. Ours is 8.875.
I wish ours was 8.875. I went to another state and their taxes were like 4%. I almost fell in love. I was like, yo, the McDonald's hamburgers is like mad cheap out here. I had to look at the price. I thought they were selling them for a whole different price.
Oh.
Man, But
Uh,
nah, like where I live, that $1,200 turned into $1,300. I'm Gucci. I'm good. I
yeah,
don't want it.
it
You
is.
can
It
keep
is.
it.
It is pretty expensive, which is why I was kind of on the fence again about getting another 1080 Ti, and it's calling it a day. I would have to buy a secondhand car at this time.
Yeah, and you better do it quick because people are going to. People know when the 1080 Ti's dry up. Yo, people going to ramp up those prices. So you better do it quick.
Let me see really quick because let me see.
And while he looked that up, I'm just gonna go on a ramble. I'm just gonna talk just to talk, having a good day. And I really don't know, have nothing to say. I have a Fury X. I'm
Look.
not trying to rap or
So
anything, but
okay, wait. Okay, that's a different market. So the
uh-huh.
further one three right now is it's going for $1,800, but I don't think that's from Newegg itself.
N- No, no, do not look at Newegg. Look at like eBay or something. Do not look at
Well, yeah,
Newegg.
eBay. I know eBay. They're like secondhand. They're like between 545 and up.
Okay, that's
So
good. That's good.
yeah.
That's good.
Um.
I never had success with looking at Newegg for older products. For some reason, Newegg and Amazon be having some
Yeah.
outlandish
The
prices.
prices go up a lot.
Yeah, and I'm like, yo, I'm good. That's how I be looking at it. I'm good.
I don't know. I don't know who would buy the 1080 Ti, the SC Black Edition, at $800 secondhand when you could just pick up a 2080 brand new.
Right? And it won't be the bottom line. Like literally, that's the bottom. That's entry. Just get you a 2080. Just get you a 2080 and just have a good day. Like nah, even if it's reference, just get you a 2080. Like
Yeah.
what?
So it's expensive. They didn't sell as many as they thought they would, and the stock and everything was dropped.
Yeah,
So
it's they went from 2.7 billion dollars market cap to 2.2. That's a disastrous drop. That's
500 million.
nasty. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
So
nasty. You all might hear me saying that word a lot. That's nasty. I just want you to know how nasty that is. Them niggas nasty over there. But anyway, yeah, RTX didn't do so good. The people talked. People could talk all day, but as long as you buy, the company don't give a hell what you're talking about. And
that's true.
when what is that GPU called? When Pascal came out, people talked and they said, "Oh my God, these prices are too high. Oh my God, what am I gonna do? Oh my God, the prices." They said all that. Nvidia was
Yeah.
like, "Okay, you gonna buy these motherfuckers though?" People was like, "Oh my God, the prices too high." Here come on, like, and then Nvidia was like, "Okay, next generation, we turning it up on y'all." And then next generation, Nvidia kept their word. And then people was like, "Nah, I'm gonna keep my wallet in my pocket today." And they and, and now Nvidia feeling it. Nah, maybe
I think
we shouldn't,
I,
huh?
I definitely think that the Titans were testing ground. I thought that when I first heard
I
of the
think so
Titan,
too.
I thought it was like that it sounded crazy, like the Titan, like the own. I don't know, it's just the naming scheme.
I
I
I
kind of fell in love with that.
I ain't even gonna lie. When I heard of the Titan, I was like, "Oh, these niggas real. They got the Titan." I was like, "They ain't even got the. They ain't even got the T. They ain't even got the titaniums. They got the Titan, because that's what Ti stand for,
Mm-hmm.
titanium." When I heard titaniums, I was like, "Oh, these things some monsters. They call titaniums." But then they came out with the Titan. Come on now, the Titan always. What's titanium to a Titan?
Yeah, yeah,
And I think that was the selling point. Like just the name alone. Oh my God, when they came out with Titan Blacks and it was a Blacks GPU, bro, I ain't even gonna lie. Even though I ain't got one, I fell in love. I fell in love with the Titan Black. Or was that the Titan? Or was that the original Titan X that came out all black? Let me see.
I don't remember. I,
I'm
I,
searching it up right now.
I
Titan.
kind of would have expected the Titans to just be like a crazy amount of performance compared to the TIs.
It was the Titan X.
Right.
The first Titan X.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, not Titan X Lil P. But yeah,
I always thought it was kind of crazy how the TI would have the same performance as the Titan, or that it will come out later on and actually beat it, which is
yeah,
that's kind of crazy. But then again, I guess it's kind of a marketing tactic where you're like, oh, it's a Titan, it's $1,200, right? It came out first, it has a lot of performance, and here comes the TI, it is $800. Like, wow, that's crazy amount of performance for way less money, and if you lose like one extra gig of VRAM, let me buy that.
yeah,
So
right.
I feel like that was definitely
But
part of it.
people kept, if you notice, every single Titan, um, that's they was doing pretty much testing grounds with the Titan. Like wherever the Titan price was launched at, if people was buying that Titan, they was slowly increasing the GPU prices to that Titan number. Then
Yeah.
finally the Titan hit $1,200. People kept buying the Titan Big P, and so
You know,
um
okay, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead, go
nah, I know where you finna go with that. I want to hear it. I want to hear
ahead.
it. I know where you want to go with that.
I wonder how much the new Titan is selling. How much the sell numbers for the new Titan? It's like 2,400. It costs, right? 24,
Uh,
2,500.
25. Remember I
Oh
said it.
man,
Remember I said exactly that it was gonna be like that much.
I didn't believe that. I didn't. I definitely didn't believe that. So
Uh-huh.
that's nuts, bro.
It,
That's.
it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
I want to know
Um,
the numbers in those cards. I'm curious about that.
the it's $2,500 for the Titan RTX. It's not even the RTX Titan. It's the Titan RTX. You put the RTX at the end of the name. You don't even put it before the card. What is up? That's how players do it. I ain't even gonna lie to you.
All right. Anything else you want to add, or?
The only thing that I want to add is that here's when Intel processors shortage could be over.
Oh,
This
yeah, yeah. Okay.
yeah.
All right. Let me go ahead and pull that up. All right. Mm. Core i9.
Core i9. I remember going to high school talking about how an i9 was going to come out and it was just going to be out of this world. It was going to be crazy. My dreams failed me because it didn't come out when I was in high school, but it's out now, so it brings back some it brings back some nostalgic and but it's a little nostalgic, but yeah, so it looks like Intel's shortage is going to slow down. It's not going to be as a big as a shortage because they have switched their motherboards chipsets from 14 nanometers
mm,
and they put them back to 28 nanometers.
22.
Now even okay, 22 nanometers. Um Even though that might seem crazy, it's not crazy. The amount of power your chipset pulls is like negligible. So it might be in the realm of so don't even pay that attention. You're not going to lose anything, or you're not going to use way more wattage on your chipset. It's okay. And also, rumors have it that Intel will be um, tag teaming with another manufacturer to produce 14 nanometer chips. So might be a little trial and error in that, but other than that, um, and look forward to buying Intel's new stock because we're on 14 nanometer plus. So look, so look forward to that, man, because these um these 14 nanometers, yeah, these 14 nanometers processors is starting to get crazy. And while we're talking about and and not to get off the not to get off this topic real fast, but to get off this topic real fast, Intel also has a CPU that you will never be able to buy. And they confirmed it. You will never be able to buy this CPU. It's called the i9 9990XE. Has less cores than the i9 9980 9800 or something like that XE.
Mm.
It has less cores, four less cores. This is going to be a 14 core chip. And the only way you will be able to purchase this chip. Now I want you to get a little bit closer to your headphones. The only way you're going to be able to purchase this is if you go into an auction.
What?
So yeah,
What? What the hell, man? That sounds crazy.
Intel will be auctioning off these chips. So if you want the fastest chip
Wow.
based on based on Skylake, oh my bad, not Skylake, Coffee Lake, um, same
I see
architecture,
what you did
but
there.
but if you want this CPU newest with the newest architecture, you have to go through an auction. And if we know anything about auctions, if you ain't got money to play, don't show up. Because if you think you're getting this CPU for $2,000, $3,000, you're nuts. It's gonna be somebody in there with $4 or $5,000 ready to wave in the air. So this is gonna be a crazy. This is gonna be a crazy way to get the CPU. Um,
That sounds
yeah,
stupid.
it is. It's the
That's
14 core 28 thread. That's stupid already.
wow. 28 threads.
Yes, 14 core 28 thread. Four it's on 14
That's
nanometer
awful.
plus, and it.
That sounds that sounds. What's the frequency of it? Like, do you
Oh,
know?
this is the best part. This is the best part. 4 gigahertz for base, 5 gigahertz for boost. Do we
Wow.
really believe 14 cores will be steady at 5 gigahertz? Do we believe that? Do everybody hear that? And the ruling was no. You might be able to achieve that. You might be able to achieve this 5 gigahertz, but do you know what you will need? Intel showed you what you needed when they showed off the 18 core at 5 gigahertz. You're gonna need a chiller. You're gonna need a 1,000 watt chiller.
Oh man, I gotta see mad
So,
somebody doing that shit in the room right now. Hey, Johnny, what's that in the background? Oh, I got a chiller.
what CPU you? No, I'm using the best CPU out. Yeah, you know I got the i9 999990XE. Oh really? Yeah,
This is kind of dumb. Another thing that's
yeah.
dumb is not in the topics. Is
Uh
that
huh.
you know the 9900 HK, right? I believe is what it's called. The one with the GPU where they disable the GPU.
Man, I have seen so many different names. Man, I have seen HKF, R. I have seen like 7 different names, but we gonna call it the HK because that make more sense.
So
But
what they've done?
yeah,
So what they've done is they disable the GPU, and for what I've
yeah.
heard, it's going to be more expensive than the 9900K. So
Shut up.
they're disabling the
Uh,
feature, and it's gonna be more
nah,
expensive. It's gonna be like $50 more expensive than the
stop it.
9900K. That shit don't make no sense to me.
Stop it.
None
You gotta be
whatsoever.
lying.
Yo, I wish
Yo,
I was,
so
but
so you
that's
telling me? Hold on, hold the phone. Yo, yo. I don't know what y'all listening to this on. You might be listening on this on your computer. I don't know if you listening to this on your phone via podcast. If you got a phone, hold your phone real quick. If you on your computer, hold your mouse. What sense does that make?
it
Now I just
makes
want you to
no
wave.
sense, yo.
I just want you to wave whatever you got in your hand up. I just want you to wave when I say it. What sense do that make, bruh? You taking features away from me and making me pay for it.
Pay more.
If you don't, if you don't get this up out of my face,
It makes
it
no sense, bro. I was like, nah, they got that wrong. I'm sure
it
Intel don't really mean that. I'm sure it's gonna be cheaper because you're
it.
taking something
Ooh.
away, like you're disabling the GPU, and you're charging more for it. It doesn't make any
Next thing,
sense.
next thing I know, you're gonna release a 7 core and tell me, yeah, give me $900. Like, bruh, bruh,
It makes no
get a,
sense.
bruh, go. This is the problem. Intel is losing their mind. They don't know what to do against. They just don't know what to do. They're losing their mind. First, you're auctioning off a CPU. Oh my God, that makes so much sense. You want to have the best CPU out, but you don't want nobody to have it. You know some rich guys finna buy the CPU and hang it on his wall, but
Well, yeah.
but
Might buy two of them.
then I write by two of them.
One on the wall, one in this PC.
I know, right? And then on top of that, you gonna take parts up out of my at 999 100K and sell it to me for a for a higher amount of money. If you ain't out your rabbit, you know what? I ain't even going there. But
Yeah, but it's just what I heard. It's not. I don't think it's not official unless I see it. I want to see it first.
that better not be official.
I want to see it. So
That better not be official. You see, me and Intel have a love hate relationship, but at this point, I think it's just a hate relationship. I love to hate them. I think that's where it's going now. Man,
uh,
man, we can't even. I was about to say, let's get off of Intel processors and get to this next topic. All right, everybody, we're back. Hey, I needed to go get me some water to drink. Been talking too much. So we're almost done with this. Just a couple of more topics left, and before we hit the phones, and then phones will be our last topic. So
yep.
yeah,
Last
but
topics are
and,
phones.
but let's continue where we left off. And Intel demonstrates 10 nanometer Ice Lake processor. Promises PCs will ship with it later this year. Do we believe this?
Yes, I believe it.
I believe no.
What? Okay. I mean, how come?
Intel
Yeah,
has been promising us 10
for a
nanometers
long
for
time.
10 years.
Well, and they said they're gonna do it, right?
They
And
said
I
that
think I
last
think
year
it's gonna. Well, shit.
and the year before.
Yeah,
And the year before that. We're on 14 nanometer plus 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 plus.
a lot of pluses. Yeah.
Yeah. And if you look at that chip that he's holding, if you zoom in on that photo now, I'm not sure if you zoomed in on it yet.
Mm-hmm.
That chip looks like a mobile
It
processor.
does. Yes, it does. Yeah.
That doesn't look like a PC.
Mm. Okay.
So
Good point. Good point. All right.
I think this is good wordplay because PCs doesn't mean desktop. PCs mean personal computers, and most people personal computers are a laptop. So there you go. I don't believe this is coming to desktops, and neither does it say it will. Say PCs.
Yeah.
So that's the way I'm looking at that. And we could and we could have hope to that it comes out on PC.
I think
But
it will.
I mean that's top. But I don't think so at all until probably like a year later. Um, but I'm gonna hold my head high, and I'm gonna wait for Intel to do it. Cause if anybody could do it, Intel. Even though AMD is already at 7 nanometers, um,
Yeah.
Intel could make this 10 nanometer chip a monster, and it could be better than AMD 7 nanometers. Simply because if Intel could get this dense to where they could put more on that chip, um, this could decimate 7 nanometer rising, depending on how they do it. Now, if it's just gonna be if it's just gonna be Skylake revised instead of being Skylake plus plus, it, that's to be seen. But
Mm.
I don't know how to feel about it. I
I
just
definitely
hope them
think
the
it's coming
best.
out. I think it's coming out. I think it'll be out this year.
I think it'll be out this year, and
It better. It
I
better.
think it'll be yeah. I believe in laptops. In desktops, I think we might get another plus, and then after that, and then I think next year we're going to get 10 nanometers on desktop. So that's how I'm feeling about that. That's how I'm feeling.
Nah, they said this year they better do it. I want them price stocks to drop.
They said KB Lake was coming out like 3 years before it did.
Yeah, they did. That
So
is true.
that's just a thought.
I mean, I
KB KB Lake was supposed to be out when Skylake came out.
right, yeah, yep, very true, very very true.
And
Um,
KB Lake ain't number Skylake plus plus plus
plus.
plus plus plus. Coffee Lake is plus 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 plus.
Yep, that's what I got. Yeah, that's what I got. uh, yeah. So hopefully it does come to desktop also. I think it would. We'll see what happens. Obviously, you don't believe that's gonna be the case, Thomas.
Not at
That's
all.
that's fine. I think it will. So I'm
That's
just
good.
a feeling. Um,
Keep hope alive.
yeah, I will definitely do that. I will do
All
that.
right then. All right then. Just keep
Yeah.
hope alive. But
Okay. So next topic.
we
Um.
are on to AMD's Ryzen. AMD announces new mobile Ryzen chips and finally gets into Chromebooks. Ooh, that Chromebooks look nice. But what do you take from here?
Hold
What do you take from here? They're gonna have the Ryzen 3 3300, the 3200U,
on. Mm-hmm.
and all of their chips will have SMT. Going to be lower power and higher performance, and they will have Vega inside.
That'd be cool. You know, an all AMD laptop. I think that'd be
Hmm.
pretty nice. Did they say how many
Yeah,
cores here? Okay. Okay.
4 cores.
Okay. Quad cores. But switches off SMT.
Nah, they gonna have it's gonna have SMT. 4 cores, 8 threads at like 15 to 20 watts or something like that.
All
15
right.
to
Well.
25 watts.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Cool.
Should be boosting up to like 3 gigahertz or
I
something.
want it to be nice and affordable. So.
And if I have any if I have anything to ask
Mm-hmm.
when it comes to, which I don't think this is going to happen. And I'm an AMD fan,
Mm.
but give me one moment real quick. Hold on.
Cool. All right. Yeah. All right. Vega inside. I'm done.
All right, and I'm back. So, yeah, so thank you Fabian for holding down the
Oh yeah,
podcast.
I'm definitely gonna cut this out
But
though. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
yeah, most definitely. But but
You were saying.
the one thing that I don't think will be here is dual channel RAM. For some reason,
Hmm? Really?
if you look at, yes, that's the problem with the current generation of mobile Ryzen. they not adding dual channel RAM, and it's killing Ryzen performance on mobile to where people don't think it's a good mobile chip. A lot of these manufacturers are putting like one stick of 8 GB of RAM instead of like 246, just so they can have that second stick not populated. So if somebody wanted to upgrade, yeah, yeah, they're I don't know if they're doing it intentionally, but
I
they're
think I've seen
killing.
this. I think I've seen this on the Intel side too. Certain
Yeah,
laptops.
yeah, they do it on the
I look at
Intel
that shit.
side
I'm like,
as well.
that's why are you doing this?
But you gotta think about it. Intel doesn't have an architecture where that hinders their performance. AMD does.
Yeah.
So manufacturers have to get up to date. I don't know. Maybe AMD need to specify that, like, if you're going to use this chip, make sure make sure it has 2 sticks of RAM. Maybe that's what they need to do.
Do they mail? Are 4 gigs available?
Um,
Because
y-
going 16 gigs would be more expensive, right? It'd be more pricey.
yeah,
So
16 gigs will be more pricey, but we're talking about if manufacturers could do anything, they could negotiate a price about some 4 gigs
yeah,
because they'll be buying it in bulk. They wouldn't just be buying it to buy it.
that's true. You do get a discount and whatever negotiation stuff. And the more you buy, the more you save. Yada yada
Yeah.
yada yada yada. Yeah.
So
All right.
that's so
Cool.
that's that.
Yeah.
So on from that, AMD won't be so there it goes. AMD won't be launching a chiplet based APU on Ryzen Matisse. So the 3000 version of Ryzen won't be the 3000 version of Ryzen on their
APU side.
yeah,
Oh, what? Hello. Oh Lord.
but the AMD Ryzen one,
Mhm.
um uh the chip the what is it called? It's like something knocking outside my house, and it's starting to like throw off my train of thought. It's like some type of knocking noise. It's super weird. Um,
I'd move
but
out.
anyway, the APU
Mm-hmm.
won't be a chiplet base.
Yeah.
So you won't have an 8 core 16 thread plus a Vega GPU. Um, reason why, and the reason why I don't, I also I want to put on the record I don't like this. But the reason why that will be happening is because I'm not sure if people know, but the APUs is a generation behind. It's it makes no sense. So if you have a 2400G, you actually have a Ryzen 1000 and
Yep.
not a 2000.
Yeah.
Why they do that? I think it's because they if you want to buy a CPU for the CPU performance, they're trying to incentivize you to buy the pure CPU instead of the CPU plus the APU. If you want a all inclusive performance, then buy the APU, but your CPU is going to be a generation old, while the GPU is going to be up to date. Um, but even though this ain't a big problem, personally to me it's a big problem because this could have been amazing. You could have had a Vega 10 with an 8 core 16 thread Ryzen, had them linked together through Infinity Fabric, would have been would have been leagues and bounds faster than what Intel has to offer on their CPUs. And not even Intel from what the previous generation offered. Because the way they're doing it now, man, that will be a game changer. So unfortunately, we gotta wait till the 4000 series to get this version of the chipset.
Right.
Um, It just sucks, man. It sucks.
I hear you. Definitely hear you with that.
Yeah, yeah, it sucks, man. It ain't cool. It ain't cool. But anyway, back to good news on AMD. They have they have a 12 core Ryzen leak. Um, yeah, the performance of it is nuts. There's um there's a benchmark to where um there's a benchmark to that they ran. And the single core is the single core is I can't say how much faster it is than 2700X. I forgot, but um it's like over like 10% faster on the single core. But on the multi-core score, yo, that's where this gets crazy. On the multi-core score, it's a gigantic difference. It's a gigantic difference in performance. Like on the multi-core, there's uh four 1483. I mean overall on the multi-core, 1741. So 1741 points. If we compare that to a 8700K, if we compare that to the 8700K,
Mm.
8700K only has hold on, I'm trying to find it. I thought I just had. Okay, here we go. 8700K only has 1117. And then even if we compare that to a Ryzen 7 2700, um where is the Ryzen 7 2700? Okay, there we go. And if we compare that to the Ryzen 7 2700, that thing has 1354. So this processor is how many points faster? Is 300 points faster than the 2700X, and it's 400 points faster than the 8700K. That's that's crazy. That is some good performance right there. That is some good performance. And if you're looking at single core, if you want to look at single core, the single core performance is 159 points for the 8700K. For for the um for the new 12 core AMD CPU,
Mm.
you're looking at 116 points. And this thing, mind you, I want you to remember this. I want you to think about this. This sample is clocked at 3.4 to 3.6 gigahertz. And it's when it comes to and it's decimating both of them in multi-core, and it's not that far behind in single core. Wait, did I quote the right one? Um, oh no, I didn't even quote the right one. It's 130. It's 130.
Well, I said
So
116. Nah.
yeah, it's 130. So it's about 20 points slower, but it's at like 1.5 gigahertz lower. When
Mm.
this thing is clocked up to relative speeds, it's going to be much faster. So this thing is cooked up to be a monster.
You know, you
What you
know,
thinking, Fabian?
you know what I kind of think that they're gonna do when they ran they were at the on the, when they were on stage and they showed this thing and they showed the performance and how close it was to it,
Hmm.
or did it beat it? It beat it by a couple
It
points,
beat
right?
it.
Right.
Yeah, it beat it.
I feel like they're gonna come back when they're releasing the chip and be like, oh yeah, remember what we showed you? Yeah, we were only at like 3.8 gigahertz or something like that, something crazy like that.
And personally,
That would be crazy.
I personally I think they were.
That's
I
what I
think they were.
because it's not really ready yet. So I think they're still finalizing stuff. So
I don't think that thing was over 4.3 gigahertz. I don't think it was over 4.3 gigahertz.
yeah, I'm expecting better overclocks and stuff like that. But just the simple fact that you can
I
get
don't.
I'm expecting more definitely.
I'm expecting higher frequencies, but as far as overclocks, nah. AMD's AI on the chip
Mm-hmm.
is already better at overclocking the chip than we are with the 2000 series. That's why with the 2000 series, all you do is turn up the values. You turn up the watts value, you turn up the current and the volt value, and it'll overclock itself to like 4 point something. It'll overclock itself to like over 4.3, over 4.4.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Um,
it'll overclock itself higher than you could overclock it. It's kind of boring.
kind of boring. You're like, oh man, you did all the work for me. God dang it.
Yeah, yeah, that's boring.
But I'm still expecting higher frequencies on the CPU though.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Hopefully boost 4.7 maybe. Is that too much to
Oh,
ask?
I think Boost will come. I think Boost will come in at 4.8, 4.9.
Okay, that's
I think
definitely
I
up
think
there.
base will be 4 gigahertz or 4.2.
And this is kind of one of the reasons because like I know this is probably definitely going to happen, and it's going to be like a 16 core, and then I'm looking like maybe I want to buy a 9900K, and the 16 core is probably likely going to be around the same price as 9900K, and then I can get like double the cores and stuff, and it's like, what do you do?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
this is killer, dude. This crazy,
Yeah,
crazy to see how Intel is going to respond to that.
it is. It is.
That's
I'm
that's
looking
it's nuts.
I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking
Rumor.
forward to how
It's,
Intel.
it's rumor.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna.
maybe they gonna combat with that 14 core that you got an auction for. But but
Yeah. So
we are done with our desktop topics. We are currently on phones. So if you do not want to hear phone news, you see the exit button. But if you do,
that's him. I
my
want you to
nigga.
stay. I want you to stay. That's him. I want stay. Okay, just stay and watch the video, please. Stay and keep watching. Okay, that's him. You all want to leave? Good. When he puts this up in his, you're watching his video. You can go. But for me, stay, please, stay. All right, thank you. Uh,
So
just gonna.
Motorola Motorola has a is bringing back the Razr. It's called the Motorola Razr V4, and it's going to have a folding display. This is this will be revolutionary. Reason why I say that is because if you if even if you're into tech, you probably seen the video from Marquez Brownlee. Even he believes that folding phones aren't ready. But this, I don't believe folding displays are ready. But this could change my mind drastically. A Motorola Razr with a folding display. All I need is for it to have different different places to where the display could fold to. So all I wanted to do is fold completely shut,
You just want to
like a
hang up on
normal flip
people.
phone. Oh yeah, yeah, I'm banging it. I'm banging it. What? Deep? Nah, the deep is so soft. I'm gonna be like, what? What? Stop playing with me. Go. Oh, I'm telling you, I'm slamming the phone on. I might even crack the screen, but I'm banging it on people. But other than me, um, it needs to have three for this phone to be a success. It
Mm.
needs to have three different mounting points. Need to be at zero to where it goes completely shut. I don't need to see any creases. I don't need to be able to see through some parts. Strictly flat. I want it to be 100% flat on itself. I want it to cave in. Now,
Mm-hmm.
uh, point number two, have the phone flip out about 90 degrees. If not 90, 100 degrees. And that, um, wait, no, 90 is like right up in the middle. So like 120 degrees. So have the phone um stretch out 120 degrees and have it click in place. That will be like you're actually using the cell phone. So it will be like a keypad on the bottom screen and number dialer on the bottom screen at all times because you will be in flip mode. And then when you extend it to 180 degrees, pretty much a normal smartphone, give me my normal Android UI. If this happens, I don't care how much this thing costs, I
Wow.
would have one in my pocket.
Mm.
Do do that for me. Have it closed, flip phone mode, and then smartphone mode. I'm spending all the money. I'm spending all my money. That's all you got to do. And make sure it has the feature when you close the screen, the call shuts off. I need that feature because I want to slam the phone screen. I want to what?
I'm definitely sure that's going to be a thing. They're going to do it. It's definitely. But you know, it's saying here it's probably going to be around $1,500.
Hmm. I don't care.
Okay.
That's an
Yeah.
iPhone. That's an iPhone.
Well, I mean, if you want a top of the line phone, well, top of the line storage system, then then yeah,
Okay.
it's going to be
If you want if
fourteen
you want the
fifty
best
technically.
screen, if you want the best screen in the market,
Okay,
what you
sir.
gonna do then, nigga?
All right. Okay. You got it.
All right then. That, that's all I'm trying to say.
You
That's
got
all
it.
I'm trying to say. Yeah, I what you would rather have some storage? Nigga, I would boy, I don't want no storage. Give me my foldable screen. I spend bread. Give me that foldable screen. Give me my I had a Motorola Razor. Give me my foldable screen. I'd rather pay for that than storage that most people won't even be able to use. I'm using 90% of my storage right. I'm not 90%. I'm using like 70% of my storage right now, and I got 3,000 songs, all super high quality files. If they not FLAC, they OGG Vorbis. So it ain't it ain't no way any other person will fill up their storage if I can. You gonna have your exceptions, but if I can't fill up my storage and I got 3,000 songs on my phone and I have videos and everything on my phone, my dog ain't they not ain't no and your average person not doing it. And I got 128 gigs. 128 gigs is where phone storage should stop, and we should start paying attention more to the speed of the chips on board instead of trying to add more storage. I'd rather my phone be faster than I'd rather my phone storage be faster than to have a shit ton of storage.
Well, everyone's got their own preference. So some people actually want more storage. Some people actually, right now, there's definitely some people out there with the latest Samsung, with the 512 gig model, and they're adding another 512 gig SIM card to have 1 terabyte storage.
And I
Will they
bet you
use it?
all of
It's
those
another thing. That's a whole different story. But they want that.
right. That's just that person that do things just because you can. I
Yeah,
know a couple of those that do things just because you can, but then they don't even use it.
pretty much. Yeah.
But that's not practical. Give me something that's practical. Give me something that I could actually use to its fullest. Give me a phone. Give me a phone with give me a phone with a SSD chip in there that could do like 100. megabytes read write. Phones right now are capped at like 50, 60, 70. Give me something with 100. Don't give me something with 100 megabytes per second. Don't give me 512 storage. I'm not gonna use that. I'm not gonna use that. And most people not gonna use that because they got cloud storage. And the cloud storage is just gonna back up everything you do. It's no point of having that much storage. They have phones nowadays where it don't even have storage on board because everything is in the cloud.
Mm.
Yeah. I forgot what that phone name is. If you all know that phone name, put it in the chat. But it's a phone that has no, it literally has like 8 gigs of storage. And the way you use that phone, which people actually use that phone, and it's a cheap phone because it doesn't have any storage, is basically everything you do upload it right to the cloud. You don't have to worry about nothing. As long as you have an unlimited plan, you are good. You will never notice it. You will never notice you not having everything on
All right.
Get ready
Oh,
for more
hey,
hype about
hello.
folding.
it.
All right. Sorry, ad played. God damn it.
Yeah, it got
I got gotten, man. All right. Next topic.
you. Xiaomi shows off foldable phone that bends on both sides.
I,
Um, this don't look like no phone. This looks like a tablet.
yeah. Hmm. Definitely. My question is though, if you were to drop it, would the screen break, or is it
I would
like?
have to say, I would have to say because it's foldable.
Wait,
Since it's
you
foldable.
got, you got to say what? Because you cut out.
Oh, my bad, my bad, my bad. But I gotta say, reason why I
And
don't
you
think it
cut
will,
out again when you said it.
bro. Hold on, let me check Discord. Oh yeah, my Discord is, yeah, my Discord fluctuating. But I would have to say no, it doesn't crack, bruh.
I know
All right,
you could bend it and stuff.
you can
Oh,
hear me?
what's this? Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, because my Discord is at red. Um, so I don't think it will break, simply because the screen is foldable.
Right? Yeah.
In order to have anything foldable, it has to be like rubbery because well, not like a rubbery screen. It obviously has to feel like glass, but it got to be able to be stretched and take impact
Dude, that's cool.
because you're
Like okay,
because you're
yeah,
yeah, you see him literally fold it
he
back.
folded the phones. Now it looks like an actual phone.
Yeah.
That is cool.
Uh-huh.
But go ahead. What you were saying?
No, I was pretty much done. I don't think it'll break because in order to fold the phone, it gotta be able to take some impact because you're literally stretching.
That is really cool. We may never see this on an iPhone, and if we do, it'll be at least 5 to 10 years from now.
I don't think 5 to 10 years.
Oh, I'm
I
buffering.
don't.
All right. Yeah. I
I
mean,
don't think. I don't think 5 to 10 years.
would Apple do something like this though? What do you think?
Uh, I believe Apple will do it once. I didn't put that Apple topic up in here, but I believe Apple will do it just in after they figure out something to actually use it for.
Mm.
Um, there was a topic that I was trying to put up in here, and we could just skip straight to this supposed topic. It's an Apple topic,
All right.
and then after this, we could bounce over to the iPhone XR sales. Um, Apple patent a design for using your phone in a laptop, to using your phone to power a laptop.
Can you send me that link in the Discord, or is that already in here?
Um, Nah, it's not in there. Hold on. Apple iPhone powered laptop. It looks similar to the thing Razer showed off.
Mm.
And if they're able to do something like this, I wouldn't lie. I would probably buy an iPhone.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely,
N-
Thomas.
Nah, I'm
Yep.
I'm dead serious. Like for tech like that, I would buy an iPhone. Wouldn't be my main phone. I would obviously have another phone that I use all the time. But for that, I would buy an iPhone. Pretty much the laptop is a shell. It has a keyboard and it has a screen. That's it. And you insert the phone in the bottom of the keyboard and your phone screen becomes the trackpad.
Right.
And I'm guessing if you have like face UID, you could use face unlock to unlock the computer, or you could, if it has um a in screen fingerprint reader,
Mm-hmm.
you could use biometric unlocks to unlock the computer. So what if Apple could be working on something? And this where I could see a foldable screen come into play, where you got a bigger touch pad on a laptop powered by your iPhone. Um, so I could see Apple doing this to where you slide your iPhone right down in the middle of the laptop, and instead of iOS, you have Mac OS. Like on your iPhone, you have both iOS and Mac. But the only way you could trigger Mac OS is by putting your phone in this dock.
They're doing
That
that
would
already,
be
right? I'm sure they are with
no,
Android.
they don't do that now.
They had something though that I saw.
They it's still iOS. It's a Mac OS like iOS, but it's still iOS. So all the limitations that iOS have,
Mm-hmm.
it still has. But I mean like full function Mac OS. Like that will be a killer feature. I would see I see iPhones um regaining the popularity they once had if Apple could do that.
I don't know. I don't. I don't know.
Just think about it. You no longer have to carry two devices. Well, technically you do, but technically you don't. Really, you're carrying a a shell, and then you're carrying your actual device. So this could
But
solve a
wait,
lot of things for people
didn't
where
didn't okay, yeah. I get that, but
this
it's
could
like I don't know. I don't know about that, man.
most people only use their phones for computing nowadays because your phone could do everything. Now just think about if your phone could double as a laptop, and just think about that. You would not lose anything. If some people live in urban areas, people in urban areas rob. Somebody run up on you, snatches your bag. You just lost all of the files on your laptop, except that you didn't because you have your iPhone in your pocket. They just stole the laptop that had nothing in it. It's that's the
Right,
that's the
but what
perfect design. That's the perfect design. People
yeah.
would be pretty much it'll just be a shell. Knowing
Yeah,
Apple, it'll
but
cost like $300, but still, it'll be a shell, and
uh,
pretty much you will use your iPhone for everything.
I mean,
I don't know,
even if
man.
somebody stole your iPhone, I mean, still, it's like it doesn't really matter because everything's backed up to the cloud. So you can just go get a
Not
new iPhone and restore everything.
not everything ain't backed up to the cloud. A lot is, but not everything.
Well, maybe not.
And
there's a way you could no everything
A lot
you
of
could restore your phone to the way it was.
nah, it's some file. It's a lot of files that people don't upload to the cloud because they don't want it getting out. It's a lot of files like that, and pretty much like nobody would be able to steal your laptop,
Yeah,
thus making you lose your work. Think about it. This laptop could be your work laptop and still double as your phone. And since you have a phone, since your phone is powering it, you wouldn't even need a Wi-Fi connection because your phone will have a mobile chip.
I know Razer did something like that, and it's not. I don't think it's a full fledged system.
Not Razer did this already. Like already showed it off.
Yeah, I
But
don't know.
but still,
Personally, it's like
I'm not looking towards anything from Razer. But this from Apple, give it to me. Because I know with
okay.
Apple, at least they try to make sure everything works perfectly. At least they try to. Razer don't do that at all. You'll try to put your phone in there and then the phone won't fit. You'll try to put the phone in there and then the screen will flicker. Then you'll contact Razer support and they gonna ask you, did you take the phone out and put the phone back in? Like then they're gonna tell you to restart the phone and then it's gonna work. But it is nah. I don't trust Razer for anything. But but it seemed like we're indifferent on that. Seemed like I'm really for it and you're really not.
I don't really
But
care. I mean, if there's a market out there, I mean, go ahead. I just not
it's
really
not a
interested.
it's not a market out there yet. Apple has to make the market. Apple like it's not a market out there yet. Like the market has to be created for people to see how valuable it is. Trust me, when this stuff when it come out, you gonna double back. You're gonna double back and you're gonna
Well,
see how
if they do a
important
good
that
job at
was.
it, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. If it whenever if ever it does happen. God damn it,
Okay.
Kitty, get out.
All right, but to the next topic, iPhone XR sales higher than the iPhone XS, XX Max combined. Yeah, so
Mm.
whoop-de-doo, Apple. So you telling me the cheap iPhone is doing better than both of your top tier iPhones? Whoa. I would have never guessed. Of course it is. Don't nobody want to pay $1,200 for a phone, and if you want the top end version, 1,500. And don't nobody want to pay $1,000 for a phone. Nobody wants to do that. Even if the cheap phone ain't really the cheap phone, but it's the $750 phone. People want to say that like
Hello, Bob. You completely just like blanked out.
yeah. I just
Yeah,
I
you were
just don't
saying
get
nobody wants to buy a
I
thousand dollar
just
phone.
don't what you say?
You said nobody wants to buy. Nobody wanted to buy $1,000 phone.
Nah. Don't nobody want to buy $1,000 phone, a $1,500 phone, a $1,200 phone. Don't nobody want to buy that. And I guess money is finally talking because they rather buy the not cheap phone, but almost cheap phone, the $750 phone. So, I mean, this doesn't surprise
Uh, yeah, pretty much.
me. Yeah. I just,
It is the X's are very expensive. They are definitely up there in terms of price, the features, and but I
yeah.
mean,
But obviously, people don't care because people are buying a cheaper iPhone. And how much do you want to bet is because you could get a different color on it.
yeah, that's probably it. I mean, they definitely showed it off when they announced it. So
People like, oh my God, I could get my iPhone XR with blue.
yeah,
Oh my God, I could get it pink,
I'm
orange,
I'm
green.
I don't know. I mean, personally, I haven't. I may have seen this from like maybe once with one person,
Yeah,
but
Skittles.
most people right now I think have like the iPhone, the regular ones, like the pluses. like the 8 and the
Yeah.
7 Plus and stuff like that. Most of them. I've seen
It,
some with the X's. I don't know if
listen,
it's the
listen.
XS, but go ahead.
I'm look, I'm gonna tell you why. That's because the X series doesn't sell good, and
Yes.
I mean that. I mean that it does not sell good. If you look at reports about how the iPhone X sales, the iPhone X sales sold horribly. It was the worst. It was probably the worst selling. Like it was horrible. And and by the way, Apple said that the iPhone XR was a failure because it didn't meet the amount of sales that they wanted.
Right.
If the XR is a failure, that Apple is indirectly saying that the X series altogether is a failure because the
Yeah.
XR is the most selling X. It outsold the XS Max, outsells the XS, and outsells the X, which means the whole series is a failure. People prefer their button. Give just give people people were mad when the button wasn't.
Yep.
People was mad when Apple made the little the pressure sensor.
Mm-hmm.
P- Everybody I know complained that they did not like the pressure sensor. They wanted to physically press a button, and Apple is going against their consumers, and their consumers is showing that we're just not going to buy the phone. They want a button. Just give them the button. There's no reason why you can't give them the button and give them the facial recognition.
Yeah. Yeah. No home button,
Just
man. That's really like it's iconic when it comes to Apple with the home button. You know.
pe-
So
people want the home button. People don't want to play with gestures because gestures don't work 100% of the time. They work most of the time, but it always seems like when you really need to do something, that's when things don't work. Just give them the just give them the home button. Just give them the home button. Just
I
that's my
mean,
take on it.
this year all of their phones are they don't have any home button on them. So it's kind of the
And
way that they're going right now.
I believe they did that because they was trying to double down. Like, nah, this is the future. This is what we're going to do. You're going to like it. And people was like, fuck you. No, I'm not.
Yeah.
That's what I think Apple was trying to do. Like put their foot down and say, nah, this is the future and you're just gonna have to deal with it. And people was like, how about I just not buy it? And now Apple had in their sales. Just do what the people want you to do. You're killing yourself.
All of a sudden, high in their sales.
Yeah.
Well, they lost a lot of money. Last I heard was around 9 billion. It was what they're
Hmm.
estimated to lose, and investors didn't like that, and so they lost value as a company.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna go
Yeah.
ahead and pick up that Max tomorrow, though. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Um,
Go ahead, my dog.
I'm gonna go
It
ahead
has
and do that.
it
You
has
know.
all the problems of the X.
Yep. And I'm gonna play with it. And if I don't like it, I think how much days to give you? A month? 15 days?
Yeah, a month. A
Yeah.
month.
If I don't like it, then I'll just take it back and grab something.
Fabian.
Huh? What?
Stop it.
if I
You
don't,
think you
if I
you
don't
think you
like
taking
it,
that back?
probably not. But if I don't like it, is what I'm
Okay.
saying. You know,
As long as you said probably not.
I'll take it back. I know the next phone that comes out needs to have an on-screen fingerprint sensor. It needs to happen.
It won't. It won't.
Well, I don't know. That's something I actually really liked.
It won't. And mark my words. You know what's gonna be the new feature for the next iPhone?
What?
Type C.
It can't just only be that. They have to introduce that also. I mean, yeah, that's
They
something I'm
they
looking forward to, but they can't just do that alone.
hold on. You just said, you just said it can't just only be that. If you don't think it was on, it could only be that. Tell me what was new about the XS.
Um, well, for one, they got the max, right? So now
Tell me
it's a six
tell me
six
what
point
was
five inch
different about
screen.
the XS.
Um, better camera.
Marginally. Wait, do it have a better camera?
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
it could do a little bit more features. Some of the features I
That's
heard iPhone that Android could do, Samsung could do for a while, like a year now or something. But the
you
bokeh effect.
you do know the XS supports everything the X does, and vice
Um,
versa.
so you can actually change the bokeh levels in the X.
Everything is the same, my dog. They're literally the
No.
same phone. They're
Well,
literally
yeah,
the same
they're
phone.
the same phone, but the cameras
Do
have
you
been
know
updated.
the camera is marginally better? Like it's not it's not better.
Well,
And
I
a
don't.
lot of people are saying that the front facing camera
Mm-hmm.
is worse because it adds a
Worse.
beauty mode to your
Well,
face.
okay, yeah, that I get. Yeah,
And
yeah. Well,
but it's the
Apple,
same phone.
if everybody complains, I mean, I think Apple should definitely give you the option to turn that crap off. And
Do
everybody
you
wants
know
that on their
what?
phone, but Apple
Do
doesn't
you
really give
know
you
how?
options.
Do you know how Apple? Do you know what Apple marketed the new feature was?
Mm.
30 minutes more battery life in a faster processor. You laughing? I'm
The
serious.
processor isn't that much faster. It is a little bit better, but it's not like bounds and leaps like compared to like what it was. The 7 Plus to the 8 was a big jump.
Oh, that was a gigantic jump.
Yeah, but from the X to the XS or the 8 to the XS, not that big of a jump. It's a small jump. But they the jumps the neuro thing, the AI whatever I think it was neuro something for I think is the AR I believe whatever
Yeah,
I forgot
yeah.
that one got a big jump. I don't remember the name of it. But that
It
one
was
got
it
a
was some like I believe 30% faster.
yeah. Um,
But that was the difference. There was no difference in the phones. If you don't believe me, all you could if you don't believe me
besides that,
seriously,
yeah. I mean,
you could go watch Linus Tech Tips video. He states it in his video. But even Apple stated it. They didn't state it, but they told you nothing that was different from the X to the XS. They told you 30 minutes more battery life in a faster and more powerful processor. That's what they told you. They didn't tell you nothing else because it's nothing else that's different. You think it's something bit different, and I said that's why I'm saying that the
I'm not saying
next
it's a.
iPhone.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying the next iPhone new killer feature will be USB Type C. That's an actual change. What they did right now is not an actual change. They gave you 30 minutes more battery life for innovation. Whoa.
30 minutes on the XS, hour and a half more on the Max. Plus, you got a bigger screen, which is like not
Yeah.
like that, big of a deal. But
Yeah.
other
And you
than
also
that,
got a bigger battery.
well, it comes to the size of the phone, they're better.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
That's
most
yeah.
people have been saying there's a camera upgrade from last year's models, the XS and the 8. Not the
Bro,
XS, the X and the 8.
I just
So
want you I
it, there,
when you get it,
it's not a big difference.
it's not at all. That's what I'm saying.
But
It's not a big difference. It's
it's
not
a
like a
minor
Galaxy
improvement.
8 versus a Galaxy 9. It's not like a Galaxy 8 versus a Galaxy 9, where the previous one had a really good camera, but the 9 has a camera where you could change camera modes, where you could go from 1.6 aperture to 2.2 aperture. Like that's a big change camera wise. That makes
Mm.
the phone so much better. That makes the that makes the camera so much better. Now that's a big change. Also, the change in the front facing camera, the the changes in the processor, the changes in the battery. These are big changes. Telling me I got 30 minutes more battery life is not a change.
Well, coming from
And
for me personally, it will be a fairly big difference, especially going up to the max.
what you got right
Since
now?
I have a 7 Plus, so
Okay.
from there it will be an upgrade. But honestly, if I think if I had an X, I also wouldn't have upgraded. I wouldn't see the reason to do that. And I think that's what most people get. And that's why a lot of people didn't upgrade. And also because of like battery issues with their previous models. And after a year or so, 2 years or so, you know, they slow your phone down. Most people, and they claim that too. They said that the reason why the phones aren't selling as much is because a lot of people are like replacing their batteries instead of just
Do you
going
really
to get a
believe
new.
that?
Yes,
I don't.
I think that's the thing. Definitely think that's the thing. I think a lot of people are more educated, and this thing is just widespread all over the place, and news and everything. And a lot of people are upgrading their phone batteries rather than getting a new phone because usually your phone slows down. Usually, I think the representative would probably just push you to get a new phone. Why not just get a new phone? Nobody really knew what was really going on.
Everybody on the Android side knew. You all just thought we were lying. You're just hating because your processor ain't as good as ours, and Apple is better. No, that makes no sense. That after a year, there even iPhone people knew that it was happening, but y'all wouldn't um y'all wouldn't actually agree with yourself. You know what the you listen.
I
This
never
is
had that
from
issue, by the way, though.
I believe this was from Google. I believe this was from Google, or it was a article that went back in the past and was checking Google searches every time a new iPhone release for the next 2 weeks. The most searched thing on Google was, why is my iPhone slowing?
Yeah. Then when you update your OS, it would actually trigger it.
Yep,
So
because they put your phone in low power mode,
yeah,
and so that's called planned obsolescence. You all knew it because you Google. But when an Android person brought it,
yeah.
no,
You
that
all
ain't what's
look.
happening.
I had no. I've had iPhones for a few years now. Like I came back with the 6S, I believe. I've never had performance
Mhm.
issues personally because I didn't have the phone for that long.
Oh, my little
So
sister had a gnat, bro. My little sister, she has an iPhone 6S. Yo, her phone would used to tweak when it got to low battery.
mm,
Her screen used to stop responding. When it got to low battery, her phone used to start cutting out the calls. The screen used to start flickering. Used to do all kinds of things. The phone, if you move too fast on the phone would lock up. All bro, it was nuts. It was nuts. After Apple admitted that they was cheating their customer, after Apple admitted
that's
that,
big.
and after Apple admitted that, and they issued the update to fix it, she never had a problem ever since.
Yeah. Apple.
And she could, and I can have her tell you that she know, bro. It used to get to the point where you couldn't turn the flash. You could not turn her flashlight on and use the phone at the same time because it would just tap stuff on the screen.
Wow.
After she did the update on her phone, no problems. We thought the phone was defective. The phone was not defective. It was the software.
Well, dang.
But all right, everybody, that's the end of this podcast.
Huh?
We'll catch you later.
What?
Thank you.
Well, hold up.
Thank
Hold up. Hold up. I'll pause that for a second. You don't want to talk about 5G? You know what? We could just leave that for next time. We could just do that.
I don't want to talk about 5G.
You want
We
to
can
talk
talk
about
about the
5G?
next step.
Yeah, because now we're at 3 hours right now.
And that's why I did.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Jesus
So
Christ, 3 hours.
thank you everybody for viewing. We appreciate it. Hopefully we didn't run you all off. If you made it to the end, you a trooper. Um, let us know what you liked about this. Let us know what you didn't. This is going to be a longer episode. We're probably going to do a lot of longer episodes because the more content, the more you could just sit there and listen to it. And generally, people click off of videos and podcasts after the like 45-minute mark. So if you made it to the end, all right, man. Thank you for supporting this video. Anything you got to say, Fabian?
Uh, uh, Longer videos. I'm not really sure about that. I usually I want to keep it between like an hour and a half. two
And two
hours is
hours.
kind of pushing it, but since it's been a while since I did the podcast, it's fine. So much to talk about, and
Mm-hmm.
it's been several delays on top of that.
Yeah.
So
As we catch up, it's going to be less and less to talk about. So generally, we're going to like be here for like around an hour and 30 minutes, if not a little bit longer than that. But
yeah.
it was a lot of stuff for us to come up with because you've been MIA.
Um. So tomorrow is Wednesday, and I hope you guys have a good day or night or whatever y'all doing. And
Yep.
you know, um, leave a comment. Tell us what you think. If you got any suggestions and topics you want us to talk about and stuff like that, go ahead and leave it in the description below. And yeah, I'll see y'all next time.
All right. Peace.
Later.
All right.
Jesus
There we go.
Christ, man.
There
That
we
shit was
go.
so long.
So
My legs are numb, bro. I can't feel my legs. God damn it.